All right. Now, this is a demo session for SAP BPC 10, and BPC stands for Business Planning and Consolidation. It is one of the latest softwares or latest ERP module, which is released by the SAP company. BPC stands for Business Planning and Consolidation. Prior to this, there was a software which was wholly written or created by SAP company itself, and that was known as Business Consolidation, BCS. Now, the latest version or the upgraded version of Business Consolidation is BPC. BPC is not a core product of SAP. BPC was a product of Outlook Soft, and this company was acquired by SAP, and they have taken over that product because Outlook Soft product for consolidation was more friendly and more famous in Europe and in USA. So SAP has acquired a company called Outlook Soft. Outlook Soft was very popular in Europe and US for planning and consolidation, and known for its user friendliness. Because it was totally like an Excel. All the accountants, they all felt that it's user friendly, and they really did not have to know much about the programming stuff and all those stuff which is happening at the background. And it was very interactive and user friendly. It was a single unified tool for planning, consolidation, and reporting. So a single unified tool means everything they can get for an accountant, whatever he wants, whether he wants to plan, budget, forecast, all that, plus consolidate, plus reporting part itself, everything was packaged into one unified product, and that was known as business planning and consolidation. Now, it had an Excel look and feel, and the interaction for the group, the main users of BPC is the high level group finance team. And the group finance team, why it's the group finance team? Because they have to derive the consolidated balance sheet and the consolidated P&L account at the group level, not at individual company code level. So at the top level in the group finance team, they have to find out overall. Like, for example, British Council has branches or has company codes in 132 countries. Okay, they have 132 different company codes, but the head office is in UK. And when they want to know how much totally the profit or loss the British Council group has made worldwide, then they have to come to a stage where they prepare the consolidated profit and loss account. And if they want to know what is the consolidated or how much totally assets they're owning worldwide, or how much is the total of the liabilities they have worldwide, then they have to prepare the consolidated balance sheet at the group level. So the parent is British Council UK, whereas the children or the subsidiary companies or the child companies are the 132 company codes, which all report to the parent company or the group company. Okay, so in order to find out the consolidated, finding out the profit and loss for one company code itself is a very complicated process. If you want to find out the total of 132, then you need a special software which will deal with the consolidation part as such. And for that, they have brought in BPC. Okay, now it is a user-driven tool, and the super users can manage the tool once it's fully implemented. So all the major things, everything is copy paste, Control C, Control V, Control S. It uses all the Microsoft Word and Excel functions to you in the application itself. So it's also user friendly that the super users can manage once it's fully implemented. Now, the initial version of BPC was 5.1, and it was a dual product strategy. So, as soon as SAP acquired BPC from Outlook Soft, the platform on which it was running was on Microsoft. So they had to release, in order to retain the existing customers, they had to release 5.1 version on Microsoft and on NetWeaver. Okay, so they had both Microsoft and NetWeaver platforms or versions of BPC 5.1. Then later they released 7.5 version, which was again both Microsoft and NetWeaver, just to retain the old customers who are already using Outlook Soft BPC. And then slowly now 10 is also on Microsoft and NetWeaver, but 10.1 is purely on NetWeaver. So they've ruled out the option of Microsoft from 10.1. So anybody who wants to use BPC 10.1 version will only get the option of the NetWeaver version only. So that's the dual product strategy which SAP followed, just to retain the old customers who were already using Outlook Soft product. And if the customers are already on ECC, then SAP recommends them to go in for the NetWeaver version, because ECC, BI, all are SAP products. And so no, it's a dual 10 is on dual product, dual version. It is available on Microsoft as well as NetWeaver. And if like for UKPN, it is already on SAP ECC, it already has implemented BI, then SAP would recommend go for NetWeaver version of BPC 10 rather than Microsoft. Okay, is that all right? Perfect. Now the branding as such is, before SAP bought or acquired Outlook Soft, it was named as CPM, Corporate Performance Management. I think I've typed in all these things here. Yeah, Corporate Performance Management. And well, I'll send a document which explains all these theory part, okay, separately. And you have this recording as well. So where were we? Yeah. So before SAP acquired BPC, it was called as CPM, Corporate Performance Management, and now it is renamed. Well, for some time it was called as BPC, and now it is renamed as EPM, Enterprise Performance Management. EPM is a bigger group of products that are grouped under this category, and you have EPM. You have SSM, which is strategic management tool, which is used for goal card, at the higher level, the CEO, CFO level, they use all this, like a dashboard. And you have the PCM, profitability and cost management, which is something like CO, FICO, the SEO part, where you measure the cost and profitability of the products manufactured in more in depth. And BDFC is business objects financial consolidation, which is another business objects product, and it was a version of the Cartist. And FIM is the financial information management, which is data management as such. And BPC is one of the component of EPM, which is business planning and consolidation. Now where does BPC reside? Now we have this ECC system, which is the OLTP, which is online transactional processing system, and data is extracted, transformed and sent to the BI system, which is the OLAP system, online analytical processing. And from BPC resides on BI server. However, it has its own namespace, a separate directory, separate info area for storing its own data, and other cubes and DSOs and info objects. Everything is separate, and the naming convention is /CPMB. So if you let me just log into the remote server so that you can see how it looks like. So to log into the remote server, go to the run command mstsc and click on connect. Enter the password, click on yes. Okay, oh, this was my previous BW session. Just closing this. Yes. So since BPC runs on BW, being a BPC admin, you have to first get your user ID created in BPC BI via the SAP GUI. Normal, how you log into. Yeah, sort of, yes. So, thank you, Pratap. Here we use the SAP GUI to log into the BI system, and it's the normal way as you do. I mean, so no need of explaining that. But in order to log into BPC, it's a web client, so it's all portal based. So what you have to do is you have to double click on this and it'll launch an Internet Explorer, and then it'll take you there. So whatever user ID and password you give for your BI system, the same thing is applicable here. So SAP user and India 123. So each time I see that person, Pratap, I get reminded of you because he resembles you. Ah, all right. I'll show you. I'm just closing this. This person. Well, from one angle, he looks like you. So the user, so the user ID is SAP user, and the password is capital INDIA123. All right. So this is your business objects planning and consolidation system, and it's a web client, and this is how it looks like when you log into a BPC page or when you log into BPC. So this part is your start, the configuration, the home details, and this part is your reporting purposes, your add-ins, Excel add-in, Word add-in, and PowerPoint add-in, all these things. So being a BPC admin, the first thing is you have to, this is your planning and consolidation administration link. When you click on it, it will take you into the administration activities. So if you see the tab here, it's administration. So you have the rights to make changes to the master data here, and the security you have. I mean, for BW you have that inbuilt, you need the basis team or the security team to provide the roles, but here you can, the BPC admin can assign the roles. You don't have to depend on the BI person or any basis person to assign the roles. So being an administrator, BPC administrator, you can assign the roles, you can create the users, and you can assign them to teams. You can assign them data profiles, what data they can have access to, whether they can write, read, or only display. All those things you can assign here. You can define rules. There is a script logic where you have to write programs to make some scripts to be executed, and most of the contents are pre-delivered by SAP. Like for instance, like how you have the BI content in business content in, well, it's not about programs, it's MDX, a new programming language, which was previously used by Outlook Soft. They've just kept it there. They're just using the same language which they used, but it's not complicated. It's somewhat like SQL, but not as complicated as ABAP. But if you know ABAP, you would find it more easy to understand and to configure or write. But yeah, it's very easy. I mean, it's as easy as you write update rules. You know, it's as easy as that. And the more and more you write, it's 90% is pre-delivered, pre-configured, and pre-delivered. And let me just show you. Continue. So this environmental shell is the pre-delivered model given by SAP. So all you have to do is copy this, rename it, and make some few customization changes, and you're good to go. It's the same as business content in BI, where the standard set is provided by SAP, and you use that. And if you need any further modifications or customization to the info objects and whatever provided in the BI, you just in BI it starts with 0 amount, something like that. If you want another info object of the same nature, you can create Z amount. In the same way here also, everything is pre-delivered. Any tweaking or making changes to the customization, you can do it here. So this is the base environmental shell. You have to select that and copy it and rename it, and then carry on with your customization. Now this is how it looks. So let me just give you a quick overview or comparison between the terms used in BW and in BPC. So in BPC, and this is in BI. Okay, so in BI, what is known as info area is known as environment in BPC, and in BI, what is known as info providers is known as models in BPC. Okay, and in BI, what is known as info objects is known as dimensions in BPC, and in attributes in BI is known as properties. So this is the this is the way it's termed. So this info area is equal to an environment. Okay, now let's go back to this and click on this planning and consolidation administration. It'll open an administration tab, and here when you click on dimensions, this is all my master data. Dimension is nothing but an info object. Okay, so my account will be something like this. Okay, so all my GL accounts will be here. The naming convention ID I can give 6-digit number, or just to easily identify whether it's a balance sheet or a P&L account, I can prefix it by BS, and all my P&L account will start with PL. Okay, so this is one way of viewing it. The other way is a hierarchy way, and this is how it is. Balance sheet, all my total assets, fixed assets, liabilities, and then current assets, liabilities, then my P&L, net income, operating income. Like this, you can assign more and more GL accounts and assign the parent as well, the parent node as well. So the moment you click on save and process, the system will ask whether you want to take the environment or the info area offline. Offline means bringing it down, saving it, processing it, and putting it up. Well, for minor changes, you don't have to bring down the info area and make it non-available to the users. So I just say no, it processes, and dimension has been processed. Okay, so you can close here. So these are the dimensions, and models are nothing but the info providers. Okay, so here the consolidation is an info provider, ownership is another info provider. So you have info providers are cubes or info cubes. So these are all different info cubes available, and the dimensions are the ones linked to these info cubes. Okay, and these are all for your reporting purposes. So when I launch EPM add-in Excel, like how you're having BEX in BI, EPM Office Excel is one of the reporting tools available in it's one of the reporting tools available in BPC. Now, SAP user. Okay, I think I have to set this to the consolidation. Click on OK. So here I have to connect to this environment, and it's asking for username, SAP user, and India 1, 2, 3. So the reporting part is just Excel based, and if you see here, there are two extra options available in the topmost ribbon, which is EPM and Data Manager. Data Manager you can use to run programs, like run package, and again this is pre-delivered. These are all programs or process chains which are already delivered by SAP, so you just have to use them, and it'll ask for a series of for example, let me do one copy or clear. Okay, so this is one process chain which will clear the transaction data. So when I select that and click on run, it'll ask for a series of options, which account, which audit trail. I just say go ahead, clear everything, all, and then next, select few options. Okay, it's asking for, let me add one. So let me select balance sheet accounts I want to clear. Okay, select that and click on this arrow. It will come to this side of the box. Click on OK, and then next. Do you want to clear comments? Yes, I mean in the later session I'll explain what a comment is. And do you want to check work status? Again, this is another functionality for data locking. If you don't like, I mean, my BPC tool is going to have data worldwide. So if I cannot allow a user to have a look at all the data of all the company codes, maybe he will be restricted to the Asia Pacific company codes alone, or maybe he's just restricted to India company code. I can restrict it. I can restrict the access to the data based on the user ID. So this work status is used for locking the data based on owner and reviewer and all those stuff. So we will have a look at this in the later sessions. But for the time being, Yes, delete comments. Now run. Run immediately or schedule, or run and schedule. So I'm just saying run immediately and click on finish. So this is your now view status. Here you can see that run clear was executed and it's running. So click on this, refresh every 5 seconds and click on refresh. Now it has succeeded. Previously it was running, now it has succeeded, which means it has cleared the data for the balance sheet accounts of that environment. Okay, so this is these are all script logics where programs are written. I can show you how it works. Organize package list. Now go to data management, copy, double click, modify package and modify script logic, go to advanced, and this is the program, how it's written and what it has to do. This is the program, and if you see here, CPMB is the BPC namespace. Okay, now let's go into BW and see how BPC looks like. Now I log into SAP Logon GUI and BPC training, SAP user, India, 1, 2, 3. So now RSA 1. Now if you see here, business planning, see here, CPMB BPC. So this is the namespace, or this is the info area for exclusively BPC related info objects, info area, DSOs, blah 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 blah. Everything which is related to BPC will be parked under this info area, and then name of that info, or the technical name, is CPMB/BPC. Now the one which we were seeing, UK training planning, see that has its own info cubes, info objects and all those stuff, and it starts with /CPMB. So the CPMB is a very important interview question, so that's why I'm mentioning it again and again. So this is how it looks, and we cannot create directly any objects, any BW objects under the CPMB namespace. It should be via the BPC and not directly via RSA1. And if you create anything directly via BI,